Right now, we'll get up close and personal with some of the smallest living organisms in the ocean, plankton. This is Jen here from Ocean Networks Canada. Today we'll explore Ocean Literacy Principle 4, the ocean makes Earth habitable. I'm joining you today from the University of Victoria. Before we go any further, I would like to acknowledge with respect the Lekwungen peoples on whose traditional territory the university stands, and the Songhees, Esquimalt, and Wasanich peoples whose historical relationships with the land continue to this day. In this video, we're going to teach you all about plankton, and afterwards you can design your own plankton craft. You can choose between a Plankton Hat Craft, Jellyfish Craft, or a paper model Coccolithophore. With these choices, the materials list varies, so be sure to check out the crafts in the linked document in the video description below. So, what are plankton? The word plankton comes from the Greek word that means drifter or wanderer. Most of their movement comes from the ocean currents. There are two groups of plankton, phytoplankton and zooplankton. Together they form the base, or primary and secondary trophic levels, of the food web for most of the ocean organisms. Organisms are anything that are alive, whether that's plants, bacteria, or animals. Let's explore each type of plankton a little further. Tiny and microscopic individuals, phytoplankton, can come in a variety of shapes and sizes, but all phytoplankton have something in common. They use photosynthesis to turn the sun's energy into oxygen. Scientists estimate that 50 to 80% of the oxygen on Earth comes from phytoplankton. Take 2 complete breaths with me. At least one of those breaths came from the oxygen produced by tiny phytoplankton in the ocean. Although I said they are microscopic, some phytoplanktons can form large groups called blooms, which can be seen from space. Now, how about zooplankton? Tiny animals, young larvae of larger animals, and weak swimmers all make up zooplankton. Relative to their body size, zooplankton make the longest migration of any living organism. And they do this each and every day. During the day, they hang out in the deeper, darker water to stay hidden from predators such as fish and marine mammals. At nighttime, under the safety of dark, they migrate up to the surface to feed on the phytoplankton. This image shows data from a scientific instrument called a zooplankton acoustic profiler, or ZAP, from one of Ocean Networks Canada's observatories. The ZAP uses sound to detect particles in the water, which is very similar to how whales use echolocation. The top of the graph is closer to the ocean's surface, and the lighter colors show where there are lots of zooplankton. Now that you know about plankton, get creative and design your own plankton crafts. Head out and assemble a phytoplankton Coccolithophore. If you'd like to create a zooplankton, you can design a drifting jellyfish. Explore both phytoplankton and zooplankton with food like sesame seeds that are about the same size as the various types of plankton. Detailed instructions for each of the 3 crafts are linked in the video description below. Be sure to check out the next video to learn about Ocean Literacy Principle 5. The ocean supports a great diversity of life and ecosystems.